let's talk about the sort of the game design and the mechanics in Unity. Ubisoft touted a lot of changes to the parkour system, to combat, and sort of just the overall flow and structure of the game. And I'm not entirely sure all those changes were for the better.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, for better or worse, there's no denying that they made more changes to the AC formula here than probably any other game.
Yeah,
Like, it feels really different.
Yeah, but I mean, so just starting off somewhere with the parkour, they added the downward parkour system, which, in my opinion, when it works, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you look really great, because in previous games, if you're on top of a building, unless there was a haystack below you, just like,
you would kind of like hope you wouldn't die.
You're gonna hop and pray that you have enough health.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like, I don't know, like the buildings are well designed enough to where you can you're swinging down, the animations are really cool, you look like a chimp.
Yeah. But that's if you actually manage to get off the right thing.
And when it works, and
It's the same as these games have always been. Like, you're flipping all around on ledges and buildings, and your character is not doing what you intended. I don't feel like I have control over Arno.
Yeah,
I disagree. I feel like I do 85% of the time.
So you're jumping into windowsills when you want to.
No, I've never
jumped into windowsills when I want to.
No, my thing is, it's never when I'm doing the broad parkour stuff. Yeah. It's not leaping from rooftop to rooftop and jumping off the wrong one. It's when I'm trying to like sneak up past a group of guards, and instead of like leaping over cover and into the next one, I just stand on a chair and I'm like, hello.
Yeah. I mean,
and then you can't get down.
It's like, that's a problem systemic in open world games, but it's just becoming more and more noticeable. Like the second my character in a game isn't doing what I want him to do, then at that point, like, there's a problem. Like, I lose my connection with the game.
It's weird too, because you see them sampling all of these elements from other games in the control scheme. So like the cover system comes from Watch Dogs, which I thought Watch Dogs' cover system was great.
Yeah.
But for some reason, in the switch from that to Assassin's Creed Unity, they took out the ability to round corners in cover. And it's like, if you're gonna borrow ideas from other games that you've done, take the stuff that works and not just like bits and pieces of it.
They're moving in the right direction. I don't think parkour down works especially well. They have a dedicated stealth button now, and I don't think it works especially well.
It felt kind of half-assed.
But they've, to me, that's Ubisoft signifying, hey, look, we recognize that sort of control in this game has become kind of a problem.
And we're working on it.
I don't think they got there yet, and I don't know how many games
they
have to try to figure it out. But to me, it's still it's still troublesome.
Yeah, it was kind of especially jarring for me the game I reviewed before Unity was Sunset Overdrive. And that was a game where just the act of getting from point A to point B was probably some of the most entertaining gameplay I've had all year.
Super well thought out, tight, kind of perfect. It just feels like that control is the one thing, like everything hangs off of that.
Yeah.
I do think some of the content, so you gave the game a 7.8, which is very good, almost great.
Yeah.
I don't like it nearly that much. I'm not wild about it at all. I think it might be the worst Assassin's Creed.
Sacre bleu.
Ever? Wait, like ever?
Yeah, ever.
What about Revelations?
I like Revelations.
All right, fine. Liberation.
Well, no, I don't count Liberation as one of the mainline games.
But it is.
Okay, sure. Whatever. Anyway, I don't like Unity.
Yeah.
But what I do like about it is that it expects more of the player.
Yeah.
Like it, sort of. You never know when they're hyping up a game, whether that's real or whether it's fake. And one of the things that they hyped up with Unity was, yo, man, we're just going to turn you loose and do missions however you want. And that's totally true.
Yeah.
And it delivers on that. It's like you can go in Notre Dame through the front door. You can go in through this window. You can find some other side way in.
You can steal the keys. You can, like,
I like those
sort
of cornerstone executions that cap off every one of the sequences. And they felt really good, like really cool sandbox.
Too, because the sequences were shorter in this game than they have been previously. So you never felt like you were doing too many BS missions to get to the next really fun sandbox.
AAA game design, for better or worse, I totally understand why they do it. It's, go to this point on the map, and then we'll hold your hand and drag you to the next point, and then we'll hold your hand and drag you to the next point. That's what video games are now.
Yeah.
And it's bold of Assassin's Creed Unity to not do that.
Yeah.
I'm
waiting for the shoe to drop.
Yeah. No, there is no shoot or drop. Like, I don't find the moment-to-moment gameplay especially fun. I think I think it's kind of buggy. I think the business decisions in the game are gross. But that mission design, I absolutely give them props for that. And even the side stuff, like the murder mysteries, are like, you need to think. Like, you have to use your brain.
Yeah. Have you done any of the enigmas, the Nostradamus enigmas?
Yeah, those are challenging as well.
Yeah. That was a Nostradamus noise.
That was that's the noise I make every time I find a new one.
Notre Dame.
So I think I give them a lot of credit for trusting gamers that are playing their game to use their brains to solve actual legitimate
It's a refreshing kind of roundabout back to the way things sort of used to be, where it was like,
that
you're
was
just going to have to do
one of the most frustrating things for me in the game was I had so many like moments of brilliance where it's like, yes, this is what I just want these handfuls of things expanded. Whereas everything is sort of padded by all the stuff I don't want, and every time
like cockades and chests.
Yeah, and every time you find a chest, you're like, all right, I'm going to open this, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, are you connected to Uplay, or
do
you have a
companion
app?
It's so gross.
It is really bad.
I cannot believe that they made this gorgeous, highly detailed version of Revolutionary Paris. You immerse yourself in this world, and then it literally spams you for Ubisoft services. If people don't know this, there are treasure chests all over the map that you can't open if you don't have the companion app, and then there's different treasure chests that you can't open if you haven't signed up for Assassin's Creed Initiates, which I don't even know what that is, because I'm like, that's gross as hell.
It's a web-based text adventure?
Yeah, I mean, to me it was, I think I was describing it to some of you guys as, it felt like watching a show on Hulu where you keep being interrupted by these commercials, and you're like, this isn't how...
But they don't give you the option to say this ad's not relative to me.
Yeah.
And it's so disgusting and terrible, because you just know that, this game was made by 1,000 people, and 990 of them wanted to make this game. And then there were 10 dudes somewhere saying, look, we know that these locked away treasure chests are going to make everybody really mad. But then they did the math, and they're like, it's going to get 10% of people to sign up for AC Initiates, and then we know that that's going to make us X number of dollars. Like, they weighed the pros and cons, and it just didn't come out in gamers' favor, and it feels really gross.
It's weird though, because I don't see AC Initiates being a huge moneymaker for them at all. Even if that 10%
None of us even know what it is.
Exactly.
No, but I'm just saying.
No, I know what you mean.
They're trying to get people to sign up for Ubisoft services and be injected into their sort of ecosystem and Uplay.
At least it's not microtransactions.
I mean,
but there's plenty
of
those.
Oh, there's plenty of those as well.
Yeah, it's sort of the most times in a AAA game where the game has ever sort of wanted me to stop playing the game and do something else.
Yeah.
It's like taking the whole, how Nintendo's like, hey, you seem tired, maybe you should take a break. It's like that, but a lot worse.
Yeah.
Nintendo's suggestion is like, oh, outside and play in the sun. And
you said there's something.
And they're like, go onto your computer and sign up for our website.
You said there's 6 or 7 options in like the pause menu, and I think 3 of them take you out of
Every
the game.
other option is like, go to the eShop, go to Uplay, go to this.
So, it's a game of highs and lows. Unfortunately, and it's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like, for you, the highs outweighed the lows. For me, they certainly didn't.
Sure, completely understand that. Yeah, that's sort of the frustrating thing is that, I think we can all agree that Unity has these moments of brilliance, but it's sort of filled in by these.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very impressive game from a technical standpoint. Well... We'll get to that, I suppose. I mean, I haven't noticed that many technical issues, aside from not being able to get off my chair. But then when you get into the meat and potatoes of how it was all put together, you might think twice before saying, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.